Surrender is the main power of the yoga. Sri Aurobindo keeps saying that again and again, that my yoga is not possible without surrender. So he says surrender is the main power. Why does he emphasize surrender so much in this yoga? I mean, compared to other paths, Buddhism, Vedanta, wherever, where surrender has a part. But why is surrender so fundamental to Sri Aurobindo's yoga?
Because in this yoga, the mother does the yoga.
Very good, because he says it again and again, that get it into your heads. However elite you are spiritually, however developed you are spiritually, you cannot do my yoga on your own, because it's something unprecedented. All you can do is open to the mother's force and invite her to do the yoga through you, and you can't open to her without surrender, right? If I want to do things according to my buddhi, then there is no surrender. But if in everything I do, I'm realizing that if I can do this much, if I open to the mother, through me she'll do this much. So it's very unintelligent to try and do it on my own without her. So his words on surrender. Surrender is the main power of the yoga, but the surrender is bound to be progressive. It happens in stages. A complete surrender is not possible in the beginning. He knows human nature. He's saying it's not possible for you to surrender completely in the beginning, but only a will in the being for that completeness. In fact, it takes time. Yet it is only when the surrender is complete that the full flood of the sadhana is possible. So he's saying you'll have to take baby steps in surrender, but the full flood, the full richness of the sadhana will be complete only when your surrender is complete. Till then, there must be the personal effort with an increasing reality of surrender. One calls in the power of the Divine Shakti, and once that begins to come into the being, it at first supports the personal endeavour, personal effort, then progressively takes up the whole action, although the consent of the sadhak continues to always be necessary. As the force works, it brings in the different processes that are necessary for the sadhak, process of knowledge, of bhakti, of spiritualized action, of transformation of nature. The idea that they cannot be combined is an error. You can come here if you need a backrest. Come. So, what Sri Aurobindo is saying, that in the beginning surrender doesn't happen completely and fully, right? Because we may invoke the mother to begin with, and then we forget all about her and we try on our own, but it's progressive. As we keep opening to her, it happens more and more. Now, in a very practical way, what would surrender really mean? Okay, we were talking about narratives in our brain, that we all have different kind of narratives about various things, about people, about circumstances, about our life, and we try to control life so that our narrative changes to a happier one, right? I don't like this person, I try and change the person so that I'm happier in my life with him. But does that really, there's a chair there also, huh? You can sit on the chair. So, does that really ever happen? Do we ever manage to change people? Very little, no? You can try, but most of the times we can't change people, right? We can only change our narratives to a happier one, and finally to realize that our narratives are also just that. Biases, conditionings, they may not be true statements on reality. So, there's this excerpt from Michael Singer, very, very practical and doable by anyone. Okay, I'm reading it out. Thus far, my entire path to inner freedom was focused around my meditations. That was where I went to become filled with a deep sense of peace and serenity. And it was working to a degree. I could sit for hours with a beautiful flow of energy lifting me upwards. But I couldn't break through to where I longed to go. Furthermore, the personal mind always returned once I got up and became active. No, all of us. We meditate, we quieten our mind, but when we are out of it, the thoughts start again. It dawned on me that perhaps I'd been going about this in the wrong way. Instead of trying to free myself by constantly quieting the mind, perhaps I should be asking why the mind is so active. What is the motivation behind all the mental chatter? If that motivation were to be removed, the struggle would be over. Before we read further, what do you think is the motivation behind all our mental chatter? Please our ego, qualify more, yes? To protect yourselves. How do you protect yourselves? Strategies. So you protect yourself if you can maneuver life in a direction that you prefer. Right? Protection is maneuvering life to go in a direction where you feel safe and happy. So it boils down to finally preferences. All my mental chatter is about pulling towards myself what I like and pushing away what I dislike. We are